Hello, if you're a local business in SA and you want Vince and I to join you on site for one of our on-site live recording sessions of our podcast, please reach out to us at hello@livinpodcast.com.
It's a great opportunity for expanded reach, customer interactions, and some authentic storytelling opportunities for your brand.
Not to mention fun.
Of course it's fun. So email us at hello@livinpodcast.com and we will see you on site really soon. Anyway, this is great because this is all here for me to edit later.
Yep.
Cut
and
that
remind
out.
us as you're editing. You'll go,
Thank you, Vince.
Yes.
Thank you, past Vince and Nancy.
yes. Thank you.
Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say.
I feel like I've just come out of a peace workshop.
I love it.
You like it?
I told you that I took mine off.
Yeah. And then I didn't.
It's a lot of nipple if I keep mine on because it's like a cutout.
Okay.
It's like a singlet.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of where I got it. I might have got that one in Byron Bay, I feel like. Makes
It's
sense.
very Byron. I possibly did.
Mine's a lot more hypercolour. Mine looks like something from the 60s. And I wear it whenever...
60s hypercolour, I think 80s, 90s.
No. Well, hang on. No, I'm talking about like real, like deep... Like yours is a bit faded, but mine looks like a 1960s tie-dye, like
got
bright
you.
colours.
I'm thinking hypercolour. Do you remember hypercolour?
Well, as in like the blues, the neons you're saying?
No, hypercolour. Like you buy a T-shirt and then when you wet it, it changes colour.
Okay, well, no, this doesn't ring
Okay,
any-
I'm showing. Who remembers hypercolour? You'd buy a T-shirt
Right.
and it was tie-dye, but then if it got wet, it would change colour. Or if you sweat or if you overheated, it would be blue. And it was like, you know how you get the mood rings and stuff now? They change.
See, mood rings I had.
Yeah, but it's hypercolour. Happy Pants, there was oh my God, had it all. Loved hypercolour.
I'm here for it. That sounds like something I would wear.
And you know what? Everything sort of comes back. Like,
100%.
the tie-dye kits that you buy now that the kids are doing,
Yes.
all of that all
Did
comes
you
back.
do this one? Did you make this one?
I didn't, but, I'll just claim it. Say I did.
Hey,
but
why
I
not?
didn't.
Yeah, no, I wear mine whenever I'm feeling like really good or I just like want to relax in it. There's something about that shirt. I put on that singlet and it makes me feel great. Even yesterday, I came home from the race, put that on and Joy was like, you feel great. I was like, I feel great. I feel
That's good. But hypercolour and Happy Pants, the MC Hammer pants. Oh, my God.
See, those I know. But hypercolour, like to me, I'm thinking hypercolour is in like the vividness of the colour.
No,
like
hypercolour was a thing, like,
an actual thing. I love it. I'm going to
And
look it up. I want to
the
get some.
t-shirt- Yeah, please. You should. I don't know if you can still get it now, but.
I'm sure we can find something. Yeah. Guys, welcome to a new episode of Livin.
Hello.
Hi, you're with Vince Fusco and Nancy Timpano.
You are. Here I am.
My favourite conversations happen at this time of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
It's funny that you say that because we've discussed many, many topics.
And we can't choose because there's so many things. But I'm looking at you and I'm like, give me something. I'm
Come on, buddy.
I'm giving you those eyes when I forget someone's name. Like, help me.
I love when you
now.
give me those eyes. Like,
This is all on you, buddy. This is all
hey,
on you, buddy.
okay, well, what about here's one for you. Like, let's not believe everything you read. Is that a topic?
Oh yeah, that's yes.
Don't believe everything you read.
Of course. Oh, and nowadays with social media and everything you see,
Yeah.
because okay, now you've got me started already.
So here's our
Like,
topic.
here
then.
we go. Boom.
Good, thanks.
Don't you find? Well, do you find? I find that like, just say we've got a lull with work. Well, the thing is, we don't have a lull with work, but
Yeah.
if we're not posting about it,
Yeah.
people assume. You don't
You're
have
talking
any
about us
work.
specifically?
Yeah, well,
Like in
I'm
our
using
industry
us.
or
Yes,
what?
I'm using us as an example.
Yeah, I think so.
But I find that if I'm not posting, and unfortunately, but it's great. This whole Instagram social media platform is fantastic for getting yourself
Totally.
out there. But I find that if you're lazy with it or if you got a bit of time away from it, people assume that, oh, she's fallen off the bandwagon.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
haven't done a post. But then because recently I've been posting a lot more just because, I don't know, wanted to at the time. So I have.
Yeah.
And so people are going, you're killing it. And I'm like,
Just doing the same thing.
exactly the same thing as I was doing, but
Yeah.
I'm just hitting post every more often. And everyone's saying to me, I'm killing it. Well, yeah, I am killing it. But nothing's changed
Besides
behind the scenes.
the visibility
Yes.
to public is what's changed.
Yes.
And I totally agree with you. There's something that I've really struggled with for a long time with social media, and it is that showing of sort of behind the scenes, which is evidently what everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
And I'm such a like private person in my everyday life,
Yep.
and just not even private, but like I just keep to myself. I just don't feel the need to sort of, I don't know, put everything out there. And that's one thing that, like, from a business point of view, I've always been told from my mentors and coaches along the way as well, that they say like you've got to do more public facing stuff. And I'm like, but that doesn't feel right to me. And I hear what you're saying, because when I don't, and even like now, like I'm pretty regular, as you know, with like the vibe checks and thank goodness that I have a schedule. But if I'm not feeling it, I don't like posting it. And as you say, like the only reason you're posting is stuff felt like at the time.
Yeah.
Whereas if I like have a post and I'm like, you know what, that doesn't feel right right now, even if it's scheduled, that was my biggest problem, I would not post. And then people would be like, well, he's doing nothing.
Yes.
Because he's gone quiet. But it's like, well, no. And also I'm living my life.
We're quite opposite in one aspect now that you've, sparked something else in me. I've been told often, because I've spoken to some clairvoyants or psychics in my time.
Oh my God, different conversation. Let's
different. Yes, but I have. I mean, look, I went through a terrible phase, because I would see them too often, so to speak. This is years. I'm talking 12, 15 years ago.
Oh my God, last one I saw was 2012. I reckon was the last time I saw a clairvoyant myself.
But no, I didn't. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I did see someone. I wouldn't call them clairvoyants. I saw someone.
You had a guy.
Not a guy, anyway, she's a girl, great girl, about 2 years ago, coming up 2 years ago now. And she actually said to me, because I'm a sharer, I'm a sharer.
Yes.
I'm a sharer in terms of my wins as well. You know how some people...
You share everything, Nance. And I'll say this, I've said it to you many times, I've said it to people whenever I say your name, but you share everything with those around you, to the point of like your ideas. You don't have ideas for yourself. You have ideas for the people around you. How can we all succeed?
I know.
And you share them constantly, and then you share the wins and you share that with people. That's what I mean when I say you're a sharer, and I love that about you.
Yeah, but I'm a sharer. Yeah. For me, it just seems normal, because but even sharing in terms of like, when I've got my little side hustle, my oil business, it wasn't like a money oil business thingy that I was wanting to share my wins.
Yes.
And I still do that, but I just don't advertise it anymore, because I don't care if you do or you don't. My life doesn't change, so to speak. But I've had so many wins. So, oh my God, I want to share them with you. If you tell me, I've got a sore throat, and I say,
And you did. How many times have you solved my ailments with your oils in the last 2 years?
This isn't about, but I'm just saying I like to share a win. And I remember this lady telling me, she goes, Nancy, just keep some things to yourself, because people love your ideas. They take your ideas. They run with them. But just keep them to yourself. And I think to myself, if I get excited about something, I want to share it. Or if I think, Vince, this is great for you.
You're on it.
I'm on it.
Always.
Or there's quite a few people lately that I'll say, you need to contact that person. Or
you're like a connector.
But even my own wins, like some people might. Like last week I was telling you about my hair straightening.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But I could keep that to myself and just make it look like I've just got hair that looks like this every single day. But it's like I want to share it.
Yeah.
Like I want everyone to have a win.
I love that. So
you're saying that you need to get yourself more out there, and I've been told sometimes keep a little bit more to
yourself. Yeah.
And I
100%.
struggle with that because I want to, and that's where I find people will come to me, and this is where sometimes I don't like it. People only come to me when they want something.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Because they go, Nancy will figure this out. And most of the time I do. I don't know how, but I do.
Yeah.
But it's like, and in between, there's crickets. You know what I mean?
This one?
Yeah, that one. So sometimes that can be a bit, that's where I find myself going, I've got to remember that lady telling me, keep something for yourself, because after I get disappointed when they vanish and just come back.
100%. But I think it's like, I think everybody underestimates how much communication is needed to nurture a relationship. And that can be in like the early stages of a relationship, when in a friendship, a platonic relationship, a romantic relationship, whatever.
Yep.
Like when you first meet someone and you connect, there's that sort of intense building phase where it's like get to know each other, and then it can develop. And this is where I think a lot of long-term friendships, and you have a lot of those in your life too, where like you don't have to see each other as often or speak as often, but when you do connect, it's like nothing's changed. Whereas like it gets harder to make friends as adults. And so when we do connect with some people, they can come and go quite intermittently, and it does feel like oh, there's no communication here. And then when we do communicate, it is only reaching out because, hey, any chance you could help me with this, any chance you could be a reference for this, any chance you could do that. And it does feel like, well, hang on, you're only coming to me when you need something.
Yeah. And I love helping people. That,
so
God.
it makes it harder for you to say no.
It feeds my soul. So I'm not saying people don't stop coming to me for help. But what I'm saying in between, I'm still alive.
And yes.
I'm still here.
Does that make sense how I've broken that down?
Yes.
Like the idea of like some of the depth of the relationships can sometimes transcend the length of time in which you speak.
Yeah. But I've got I don't care about numbers. I care about quality, not quantity.
1000%.
And I like a smaller inner circle, to be honest. I know a lot of people. Yeah. But, the ones I'll pick up the phone and call.
Well, it's an interesting exercise, actually. That's a really great point about like measuring the people in your life. That sounds weird when I say it like that, like to measure the people. And maybe I've just paid more attention to it in the last 3 weeks of working for myself as well and having my own schedule, which has been very, fluid in the way that I've been able to manage business, personal and people. Yep. But I've been able to sort of quantify now. It's like, okay, well today I've seen Nancy in person.
Highlight of the day.
Highlight of the day.
Tremendous. No.
So I might spoke to mum on the phone, speak to my brother on the phone, spoke to my mate on the phone. So I can also be like, okay, well, in the month, out of like my closest friends, I've only spoken to 2 of them in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Is it quality and quantity? I don't know. Whereas like some of the people that I do speak to daily, they're not necessarily part of the inner circle, but they're part of my everyday life. And so you can easily see how, going back to me saying how much communication is needed to foster a relationship, it also comes with practice. Sometimes when we haven't spoken for some time with anybody, it can be hard to pick up the phone or even just send a message because you're like, I don't know how they're going to react for whatever reason. It's just been so long. But it's almost like without the practice of even just sharing your everyday thoughts, like you and I have become very, very good at it, even via text or phone call, and not just through this process of the podcast.
I do love our voice memos.
I love the voice.
Wait.
Oi. It's always fun to get those. But it's the practice of like, I'll use my cousin as an example. We speak about everything like 5 times a day. But that comes with the practice of like...
Did I meet him at the real show?
Oh my gosh. He's the best. But it's the idea of like, when we don't speak, it's weird now. Because it's like, we don't speak when we go on family holidays, we've noticed, because either we're like in different time zones or it's hard, and we'll be like, I haven't spoken in 3 days. Where are you? Aww. Come home now, please. But it's legit.
It's beautiful.
But it's the practice of that. Same with like my mates. And like, I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Like, how often do you speak to your best friend?
It's gone. There's days in between now because you're saying these ones in your like everyday life. Yeah. Life happens in between. So it used to be like 10 times a day.
Yes.
But now it might be once every 3 days.
Yes.
Because life and other things are happening in between.
So it's in between moments, and it's the people that are there in the in betweens. I guess going back to your point around like social media and what you see and how people go, oh wow, you're killing it now.
Yeah.
Well, and it's amazing who comes out to get onto that success train with you. But it's the ones who are there in the in-between moments.
It's the in-between, yes. The ones that have seen the highs, the lows, and the ones, I've got, a handful of those that have been there. Like, I always say one day I'll write a book.
100%.
One day I'll write a book, and it's the ones that have been there from day dot and never lost any faith in, their belief in me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can think of like 3 of my inner circle mates who I've had for 20 years, one of which who has travelled all around the world with me. He spent a period in the Air Force. And so the only time we got to see each other across 10 years was whenever I was touring. Yep. So he would be like, I'll take leave and I'll meet you wherever you are in the world, or we'll just go together. And it was the best. What a way to travel.
Yep. like
And it was funny because I guess like he's seen all of it. Yes. And there are moments in my career where he's been there at the highest highs and said, hey, do you remember when you were dressed as a cat for this commercial series? And now look what you're doing. And then there are days where he's been on set with me and he says to me, and I love this, he goes, I'm not really sure if the career is going up or down at this point, but we are here. And it's those little moments like those, you know what I mean? Like that's what you want. You want to have a barometer like that. You want to have friends around you who they never lose faith in your abilities, your skill set, your goals. Yeah. But they're there supporting you through the way, as opposed to the ones who are like, I see you're doing great. Let me come and either get on that or cut you down.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple of beautiful girlfriends that do that. You know, my school bestie, Jeanette.
Jeanette,
Julie.
I feel like Jeanette.
know.
She
Jeanette
gets on the
gets on- I
podcast a
know.
bit. I love that.
And you know, it's funny because we might see each other twice a year.
But see, so it's quality, right? And it's because you guys have
And
got
we
such
understand. And it's not this, I called you last, blah, blah, blah,
Nah.
but Jeanette, Julie, always there, highs, lows, in betweens. And I know that I don't have to worry about, I haven't spoken to her, I haven't, you know. We'll
Yeah.
always be there for each other.
I guess going back to socials, like the thing that I always dislike and probably my own block with it, why I don't want to put anything out there that's inauthentic. Even like I said, even if I've scheduled something and I'm like, I'll go back and read it and I'll be like, I don't feel that way today. And people will be like, disconnect from that. It's just got to be the content going out for the visibility and continuity.
Yep.
But I'm like, but if it's not real, and that's where I've struggled, because I guess I feel like when it was first starting social media, it was very, and still is, curated.
Yeah.
And very much like people put out what they want you to see. I want you to see the goods and the bads of my journey. I haven't been completely able to do that comfortably yet. For example, what do you believe when you see, like, do you see accounts and you're like, I don't believe that? I see accounts today that I've been unfollowing that I'm like, I can't deal with their content because it feels so fake. So I don't want to believe everything I see.
I haven't sort of unfollowed, but what I do see now is I look very much for engagement. And I'm not saying I'm analysing other people's accounts, but someone like, you know, might have 10,000 followers, but on a post, they've got 30 likes.
Okay, yeah.
So what's that engagement?
Totally.
So they're not engaged with their people.
Yeah.
So I'm all about engagement. And something that happened to me recently, and it will sound like I'm, you know, blowing my own horn, but I'm not. But something changed overnight, and people's perceptions changed overnight.
Yeah.
What happened is I put a little video up, like a little dance video. Okay, so this is what happens. Right. Okay, right. Can I just take a moment to talk about the blue tick? There's a blue tick.
Yeah,
on
you've got
Instagram.
one. I don't have one.
No, but wait.
I was going to ask you about this. I'm
Okay.
happy that you're asking.
Okay, so the blue tick, all of a sudden I'm so special, but haven't changed a bit. So what happened was someone, I don't even think I followed them. They came up on my feeds. Some businesswoman, I think she's Adelaide, I'm not even sure, but she's in Australia. Some businesswoman came up, and anyway, I saw this name and it had a blue tick. And I saw, and she only had 776 followers. And
Right.
a blue tick. And I just assumed, I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I just assumed you needed 10,000 followers at a minimum to
Have the blue tick.
I don't know how it works. So I did. At the time, I went, she's only got 776 followers, but she's got a blue tick.
Yeah.
How does that work? So I started Googling and researching a blue tick, and you can apply for a blue tick.
Well, that's what I saw the other day. So I noticed your blue tick just the other day, and I saw yours, and then I saw Nacho had one.
Oh, but can I
was
explain
like,
my blue
how
tick?
do I get it? So I looked into it and I saw apply for a blue tick.
But you can wait.
Tell me more.
Nancy applied for a blue tick. So I put in the details, whatever, I applied for a blue tick. I think it was 1 or 2 days later, I get my email. I don't meet the criteria, right? Which is fine. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't
now you know.
upset.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't expect to meet the criteria, right? So then, forgotten. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So anyway, next minute, about 3 days later, I happened to put up a reel with some dancers. I want to say it properly. Oh my God, I'll have to tag them in it. It's
Is this
not
when you were
next
doing-
level cheerleaders. I think the next level anyway. Next level cheerleaders. Alexia was one of the girls that. Anyway, we had a bit of fun at a cheerleading.
This is when you were
'cause I
doing
wanna-
the Aussie Gold.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
correct.
Yeah.
I was emceeing
Understood.
the cheerleading. So anyway, I said, girls, do you want to be part of a video? Anyway, put this video up.
Yeah.
10,000 views
Yeah.
on this video. So it was fun, whatever. Next morning I've woken up, I've gone to check Insta, and I'm like, I've got a blue tick.
What?
3 days after being rejected, I've got a blue tick. And I'm like, well, how did I get a blue tick? So then I've kind of thought, it must be engagement or the fact that.
Yeah, okay.
But the funny thing is, this blue tick can vanish anytime.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew that they
And
made.
I don't care. But
No.
since having the blue tick, I've had a few people go, you're a blue tick. Or I started following someone and they said, oh my God, someone verified is following me. And I'm like,
I love it.
Wow.
I love it. So I thought
Isn't that
that-
sad though?
Well, no, it's not. I guess but there's the credibility of the blue tick for what it means on that platform.
No, but it's sad in terms of some people think that it's, I'm a different person now that I've got a blue tick.
Oh, she's the same old Nancy, folks.
Shame.
Shame.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, look, next week the blue tick might vanish because they'll go, wow, she really wasn't that
So
special
no,
after all.
I actually, so upon seeing your blue tick and then seeing the application for blue tick,
Yes.
I was like, oh, I'll have to ask Nance this week
Yes.
about this process. So I'm so happy that we're talking about it. But
and you can pay as well,
So that's what I thought.
No.
Not that you had paid, but I thought, because I know that when like Facebook took over Instagram and it's now Meta, I don't follow all this stuff, guys. Don't come for me. I thought that, I know that you can pay to have a blue tick. Or was that just Twitter, I think, with Elon Musk?
I don't do Twitter, to be honest.
X, as it's called now. X. I used to do Twitter. Well, now, because Elon Musk took over Twitter.
Okay.
And, do you know who Elon Musk is?
Carry on.
I love it. Elon Musk. And it's now called X. Okay. I'm not on there anymore, but I used to be on Twitter. Twitter was always, I always enjoyed that. And it's funny, you know how you said, like, these things, these platforms are great because what it has done ultimately, is for businesses, for creators.
It's free advertising for us. We can.
It's a phenomenal platform. Like when I was a kid and starting my like performance journey of I'm going to be a singer, dance, I want to be on TV, I want to do all these things. I dreamt of having my phone's ringing, so I don't know if that's
going to stop recording.
Stop recording you, but that's okay because I'm talking. That's okay. I was going to shut it up.
Okay.
It's my mum.
I am looking after myself.
Yeah.
I am.
That's good. If anybody knows the reference.
Is it 11:10 on your? Does that mean
it's 11:10? It's 111. At the moment, it's nearly going to be 11:11. It's our favourite.
Might have to
make a wish. I just do want to check this though. Hang on. Oh,
okay,
gosh.
see if we're still recording, but I might not be, so I'll have to go. Hi.
You can jump into that one for a second.
I just realised that today my phone's recording you and your phone's recording me. That's different. Okay, so what does that mean? So if the video is just going blank, you're just seeing Vince checking his video, you can still hear me. It's because his mother called and stopped the video. There you go. That might have happened on mine as well, but doesn't matter.
My iCloud is full. My phone is full.
Okay.
Okay, it's 11:11 though.
Make a wish. Maybe let's just share because I think we've just come to the end of it anyway, and we are just realising that perceptions is all they are, isn't it, Vince? Don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. It's how you engage with people. Well, are you back?
I'm back. Welcome back. Thank you for that. Phil.
So you weren't giving me much. I'm saying it's perceptions.
It is perceptions. And I was going to say, like, I dreamed of having all of these platforms as a kid. And I guess it's now totally doable to the point where you've seen billionaires made. Businesses
on
made.
Phones.
Oh, my God. Everyone is on a phone.
Yeah.
Studio in your pocket.
Yeah.
Studio in your pocket.
And we do love it. But what I'm saying is not everything is as it seems.
Yes. And that's, I guess, what we're trying to challenge in our own way with our own social media, isn't it? Is, being as authentic as we can be.
Yeah, and that's why we say if you love us, follow us. If
Share
you
it.
don't,
keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut, that's right. And we haven't actually even plugged the fact that by the time this one goes to air, I wonder if the platform will be closed to vote for us for the Australian Podcast Awards.
I think it will be by the time this one here goes to air. But if you voted, thank you so much. It's so lovely. Yeah, guys, we haven't said it on any episode, but we've shared it on socials quite a bit, that we have been nominated in the People's Choice, the Listener's Choice.
For
the Australian Podcast Awards. And it's just so lovely to be in that list amongst so many wonderful shows, and it's great to have people following us and voting and sharing our voice.
Yes.
Love it.
Guys, thank you for listening in.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about this technical difficulty, Nance.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't get to see a close-up of your head at the end of this episode.
That's a bonus. I reckon that's like, gift with purchase. If they're listening on Apple Podcasts, I don't get to watch anyway.
That's true. It
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Guys, have a fantastic week. Keep living.
Ciao, ciao.
Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say.
I'm more scared that my phone's just said it's got full storage. I've never had that.
Ooh.
I don't know what to do with that.
You need to buy some more storage.
Okay.
Am I living?
We love all our Livin listeners, but you know what we'd love even more? We would absolutely love it if you could possibly hit that follow button.
Oh, don't just hit the follow button, hit the download button, hit the share button, hit the love button. 5 stars, guys. Chuck us a review if you felt so compelled.
hello@livinpodcast.com. Reach out and maybe we can even come and visit your work site one day too.
Oh, we do love a good on-site recording, guys. hello@livinpodcast.com. We can't wait to hear from you soon.